Instead of batch plotting your drawing or perhaps plotting layout tabs and your model tab and then posting them to somebody, you can actually use eTransmit, which basically stands for electronic transmit. It's available on the application menu right here. You go to send and there's eTransmit right there. You can actually type eTransmit and press enter if you wish. So I select eTransmit, and as you can see now, I've got either a files tree or a files table. It's the same difference. They both mean the same thing. It just displays it in different ways. It tells you who the current user is, i.e. me, Sean Bryant. And what I can do, I can enter notes to include with this transmittal package. So it might be use drawings to update current building design. So I can add that note to the transmittal. I can also add other files. So if I click there, I can go and look for other files that I might want to use, such as Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and so on. Now, you can set up your own transmittal setup. So let's do that. Let's go for transmittal setup, and we want a new transmittal setup. We're going to copy the standard one, but I'll call it, let's say, SCB1. So it's my own transmittal setup, SCB being my initials, and I'll continue. Now, the transmittal package type in this case is a zip file. So it's going to zip up all those files that are related to the drawing into a zip file, compress them all up so that you can email them really, really quickly. Now, this is the interesting one. File formats. Do you want to keep your existing drawing file formats, i.e. your 2010 DWG file format, or is this going to somebody with an older version of AutoCAD? So what you might do there is set it to 2007 drawing format. In that case, you will need to maintain your visual fidelity for annotative objects. Annotative objects only came in with AutoCAD 2008, so somebody using 2007 would not be able to use annotative scaling. So maintain that visual fidelity all the time. Transmittal file folder, well, that's where the zip file's going to go, so you would select a folder where it's going to go. I'm just going to cancel that. It's just going to my default drawings folder. Now, the transmittal file name, it needs to prompt for a file name. Okay, or you can actually overwrite or increment files if you need to. That way you've got a revision trail of the transmittals you've sent. I'm just going to prompt for a file name. Use organize folder structure, so I'm just going to stick with the source root folder, or you can place all the files in the one folder, or keep the files and folders as they are. It's up to you. You can send an email with the transmittal. You can set the default plotter to none, which is a good one if you're plotting to a paper plotter. I'm not, I'm using DWF, so I don't need to think about that. I can also prompt for a password if there's a password there, or purge the drawings of any information that I don't need. I can include fonts that I use, and so on and so forth. So once I've okayed that, there's my SCB1. I'm going to close now and use SCB1 for my transmittal. When I click on OK, it's prompting me where do I want that zip file to go. So I'm going to leave it like that. It's drawing 1802 using eTransmit, and it's using SCB1 as a transmittal type. So if I click on save now, that has saved all of those files into a zip file in the known folder in the transmittal setup. I can then email that to someone, I can open it, I can use it. It's entirely up to you. But what it does is it gives you an entire package of not just the drawing, but all the other associated files.